What's up, everyone? Today I'm doing a video that's a little different than how we usually do. A couple weeks ago, we'd had a video of my fiance reviewing my knife collection. And in that video, she told me to pick my top 3 knives. And since then, I've got new knives, and basically I decided I'm gonna make a video for my top 10 knives. So the knife we have here is not one of my top 10 knives. It's up there, but it's not my top 10. It might be my top 12 or 13. It's up there though. Coming in at number 10 is the Steel-Will Cutjack in D2 steel. The reason I like this knife is because it's in D2 steel. So it has a very hard edge, so it keeps its sharpness for a long time, even though it's prone to corrosion. It's not as stainless as other knives in this list. So it has just under a 3-inch blade. So yeah, that's the number 10 Steel-Will Cutjack. Coming in at number 9, the Spyderco Manix 2. This is a Cruwear, so it's CPM Cruwear. It has a 3.5-inch blade with a 3-inch cutting edge. The reason I like this knife is mostly because it's very ergonomic, and that's a reason I like a lot of these knives in my collection. For me, I have probably medium hands, maybe medium large hands, so this knife fits very well. It has a ball bearing lock, so it's very flicky. It's just an all-around pretty good knife. Coming in at number 8, we have the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. This might have been one of my first decently expensive knives, and I think that's why it's one of my favorite ones. It has a cutting edge of 2 1/4, 2 3/4, and it has 154 cm steel. So it's not a super strong steel, but it's a steel that it's more corrosion resistant, but it also holds a decently good edge. And it also has that patented Benchmade axis lock. So it's another very fidgety knife. You can flick it out very well and close it one-handed. Coming in at number 7, we have the Spyderco Sage 5. In my collection, I have quite a few Spydercos. It's probably the brand that I have the most of. The Sage 5 has CPM S30V, and it's made in Taiwan. Even though that it's made in Taiwan, Spyderco still has very good quality. The fit and finish on this knife is very good. When I first got it, it seemed like the blade wanted to stick open, but after a little bit of fidgeting with it, I got it so where it opens and closes just how I like it. It also has a deep carry pocket wire clip, and for me, I only like deep carry pocket clips. If it doesn't have a deep carry pocket clip, more than likely I take it off and just put it right in my pocket instead of having it clipped to my pocket. Coming in at number 6, we have the Chris Reeves Large Sebenza. This might be my most expensive knife in my collection. It is my most expensive knife in my collection. Even though it has very straight lines and not really any very ergonomically made handle, it's still very comfortable in the hand. Like every curve that's like every little curve that there is, it's made to be comfortable in the hand. It has a 3.5 inch blade length, and then I added this lanyard on it. That's about it. Coming in at number 5, we have the Kizer Mini Sheepdog. This is one of my newer knives. I just received it 3 days ago. And it also has 154 cm steel. So it's very similar to the Mini Griptilian, but it's a little bit smaller. I can only get 3 fingers on it. My pinky kind of hangs off. So in a full grip, like when I'm holding it, the pinky's not really holding on to anything. It's the only one in my collection that has this blade shape. So I feel like that's why I wanted this knife. And from the reviews that I've seen, it was very fun. It's a very fun knife to play with. And they were right. It's one of those knives that it's hard to put down just because how fun it is. The blade length on this knife is just over 2.5. So it's a very small knife. Actually, this is the smallest knife in the top 10 that I'm showing you today. Coming in at number 4, we have my old school barber knife. I bought this knife at a antique store, and it looks almost in perfect condition. I just had to reprofile the blade just a tiny bit. But other than that, it's very sharp. I haven't used it to shave my face yet, but one day maybe. And the brand is Happy Barber. And I think from what I remember, this knife is from the 1970s. Coming in at number 3 is the only fixed blade knife in my top 10. It's the Mora Robust. This knife is made out of a high carbon steel, so it is very prone to rust. So that being said, I ended up putting what's called a patina on it. And basically, it's basically rusting the outside of the metal just to protect the metal from rusting more. Basically how I got the patina was I boiled apple cider vinegar, and then I placed the knife in the vinegar until it got the darkness that I wanted. And then whenever it got as dark as I wanted, I put stripes of mustard for about 30 minutes to an hour, and that's what gave it the stripes. I've resharpened it since then, so that's why the edge is shinier than the rest of the blade. But other than that, that's basically that's my number 3. Coming in at number 2 is the Spyderco Para 3 lightweight with a black coated blade. This is another one of my newer knives. I've only had it for 3 days, but it's definitely my favorite knife to fidget with. I can just sit here and fidget with it all day long. This one comes in CTS BD1N, which is a very corrosion resistant blade. It also has a very good edge retention. What can I say? It's just fun to play with. And it also has a black wire deep carry pocket clip. This knife has a just under 3-inch blade, so it's a little bit smaller than the Paramilitary 2, which used to be my favorite knife to fidget with. But now that when I got this one definitely replaced the PM2. Coming in at number 1 is a Spyderco Delica 4. This is my all-time favorite knife in my collection. This is my favorite knife that my fiance gave me. It has VG10 steel, which is a very good all-around steel. It's very corrosion resistant and it holds a decent edge. I don't have to sharpen it too often. It's very thin it has very thin blade stock, so it is a very slicey knife. This is the knife that I use for cutting potatoes, basically anything in the kitchen. This is the one I get. If you guys remember watching the pizza video, this is the knife I used to open all the packages for everything. And yeah, it's very ergonomic. It fits in my hand really well. And it has a back lock, so it's a very strong locking mechanism. That's just my favorite knife. Every time I look at it, it makes me happy. So yeah, those were my 10 favorite knives of my collection. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Toodles!